Did you know that every wild horse roaming the vast plains of America carries a secret? Beneath their untamed beauty and powerful stride lies a story that stretches back through the ages, a story written in their very DNA. These horses are more than just symbols of freedom and wildness. They are living links to a forgotten past, quietly carrying the legacy of ancient herds that once thundered across this land. It's a genetic echo of a time long past. Each wild horse is a living testament to survival, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of a species that has weathered countless changes. Their genes whisper stories of ice ages, migrations, and the relentless march of time. These magnificent creatures vanished from this continent over 10,000 years ago, only to return centuries later with Spanish explorers. The horses brought by conquistadors escaped, adapted, and flourished, reclaiming a home their ancestors once knew. Over generations they became wild again, shaping the landscape and the cultures that encountered them. For native peoples, the arrival of the horse transformed ways of life, revolutionizing hunting, travel, and trade. The wild horse became woven into the fabric of the American West, a symbol of both change and continuity. So, are they native or strangers in their own ancestral home? This question shapes their existence. It's a debate that stirs passion and controversy, influencing how we treat these animals and the land they roam. The wild horse isn't just fighting for food and water, it's fighting for its place in a world unsure of its belonging. Every day they navigate harsh landscapes, scarce resources, and the ever-present uncertainty of their future. The Bureau of Land Management estimates over 73,000 wild horses and burros roam public lands, more than double what the ecosystem can support. Their growing numbers spark heated debates about balance, conservation, and the true meaning of wildness. This statistic translates into roundups, removals, and a life under constant threat of displacement. Helicopters chase them across the plains, corrals confine them, and their fate often hangs in the balance between policy and public opinion. Are we witnessing a feral invasive species disrupting an ecosystem, or the return of a long-lost keystone species? The answer is as complex as the landscape itself, shaped by science, history, and our own values. Their struggle mirrors our complex relationship with the natural world. We see ourselves in their resilience, their longing for freedom, and their search for belonging. The choices we make about their future reflect our own hopes and fears for the wild places we cherish. The life of a single horse is a chapter in this epic saga. Each hoofbeat is a reminder of the delicate balance between nature and human intervention, between past and present. What are we truly seeing when we look at a wild horse? Are we witnessing a relic of the past, a challenge for the present, or a hope for the future? Their unseen legacy is, in many ways, our own. The world begins not with light, but with darkness. A warm, pulsing darkness filled with a mother's heartbeat. For months, the unborn foal floats in this gentle void, surrounded by muffled sounds and the steady rhythm of life. It is a place of safety, where time seems to stand still, and the only reality is the soothing presence of its mother. Here, the foal is shielded from the chaos and dangers of the outside world, cradled in a cocoon of sound and shadow. For a foal, this is the universe, unaware of the vast, dangerous world beyond. The gentle touch of the mare, the faint vibrations of her movements, and the distant calls of the herd are all it knows. The outside world is a mystery, a place it cannot yet imagine. Birth is a violent explosion into reality. A rush of cold air, shocking brightness, and new sounds. The transition is abrupt and overwhelming, as the foal is thrust from the comfort of darkness into a world that is loud, bright, and filled with unfamiliar sensations. The first breath is a gasp, the first sight a blur of color and movement. The foal, wet and trembling, lies vulnerable, its legs a tangle of useless limbs. It is utterly helpless, exposed to the elements and the ever-present threat of predators. Every instinct screams for it to rise, to find safety in movement, but its body is not yet ready. Instinct takes over immediately. The foal's first mission is to stand. This is not a learned behavior but a primal drive, hardwired by evolution. The urge to rise is a matter of survival, a race against time and vulnerability. Its spindly legs, seemingly weak, must find strength. Each attempt is a test of will and muscle, a battle between gravity and determination. The foal's body shakes with effort, but the need to stand is greater than the pain or fear. The mother watches, nudging gently, her low whinnies encouraging. She is both protector and guide, her presence a lifeline in this moment of struggle. Her touch reassures, her voice soothes, and her scent anchors the foal to the world. In the wild, to be on the ground is to be a target. Every minute spent lying down is a minute of risk, as predators watch for any sign of weakness. The open grassland offers little shelter, and the foal's only hope is to rise and join the safety of the herd. A foal that can't stand within the first hour will likely not see its second. The pressure is immense, and the stakes are life and death. The mother's anxiety is palpable as she circles her newborn, urging it on with every fiber of her being. The world is a blur, but its other senses are on high alert. The foal's ears twitch at every sound, its nose searches for familiar scents, and its skin tingles with the chill of the wind. Sight may be weak, but hearing and smell become its guides. The smell of its mother is the first anchor, a scent of safety and nourishment. This bond is immediate and unbreakable, a lifeline in a world that is suddenly vast and intimidating. The foal learns to recognize her by scent before it can even see her clearly. The sound of the herd becomes a symphony of belonging. Each neigh, snort, and hoofbeat is a note in the music of survival, a constant reminder that the foal is not alone. The herd's presence offers protection, guidance, and the promise of a future. Every rustle, every distant cry, is information to be processed. The foal's mind is a sponge, absorbing the language of the wild, learning which sounds mean danger, which mean comfort, and which are simply the background hum of life. This initial struggle is a microcosm of life to come, constant motion and vigilance. The foal must learn quickly, adapting to a world that offers little forgiveness for mistakes. Every step is a lesson, every stumble a warning. The mortality rate for foals in their first year can be as high as 50%. The odds are daunting, and every new life is a gamble against fate. Many will not survive, but those who do are shaped by the trials of their earliest days. Disease, predation, starvation, and harsh weather conspire against new life. The world is indifferent, and survival is never guaranteed. Each challenge faced by the foal is a test of resilience, a battle for existence in a landscape that is both beautiful and unforgiving. The simple act of standing is just the first of many battles. With each shaky step, the foal moves closer to independence, learning to trust its body and instincts. These first moments are the foundation upon which a lifetime is built. The clock is ticking from the moment it is born. Every second counts in this world of sound and shadow, where survival depends on the ability to adapt, to learn, and to find strength in the face of overwhelming odds. For the newborn foal, life is a race against time, a journey that begins in darkness, but is defined by the struggle to stand in the light. The scent is the first warning, faint but enough to alert the herd. It drifts on the wind, carrying with it the promise of danger. Instinctively, the horses begin to shift, their movements synchronized as if guided by an unseen hand. The herd's dynamic changes in an instant. The air becomes tense, heads lift, ears swivel, nostrils flare. Every muscle is taut, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. The foal senses the shift, pressing closer to its mother. It feels the tension, the unspoken communication that something is amiss. It doesn't know the danger but understands the fear rippling through the herd. The collective anxiety is palpable, a silent alarm that something is wrong. Predators like mountain lions and coyotes are constant threats. They lurk in the shadows, always on the lookout for the weak and the young. For a young foal, they represent the ultimate test. Its survival depends on its ability to stay with the herd and learn from its elders. The foal's defense is the herd's collective strength, a living wall of muscle and hooves. Together they form a formidable barrier against any threat. Suddenly, the lead stallion cries out, a command to move. His voice cuts through the tension, a signal that it's time to act. The herd explodes into motion, a thundering wave across the landscape. The ground shakes beneath their hooves, a powerful testament to their unity. The foal is swept along, its short legs struggling to keep up. It fights to stay within the protective circle of the herd, driven by instinct and fear. This is its first real run, a desperate flight for life. Every stride is a lesson, every heartbeat a reminder of the stakes. It learns the rhythm of the stampede, the earth shaking beneath its hooves. The dust rises around them, a cloud of urgency and survival. This chase is a critical lesson in survival, solidifying its place within the group. The foal learns to move as one with the herd, to trust in their collective strength. It has faced its first predator and survived, not alone but as part of something larger. The herd's unity is its greatest protection, a bond that ensures their survival. Life within the herd is a complex social dance, a family with a strict hierarchy. The herd is led by a dominant stallion and a lead mare. The stallion protects the group from threats, while the lead mare guides them to resources. For the young foal, the herd is its classroom and playground. It learns by watching and imitating the adults, engaging in playful battles with other foals. These games are essential training for the harsh realities of wildlife. The social structure is maintained through a sophisticated system of body language. The foal must learn this language quickly to navigate the herd's dynamics. This social intelligence is crucial for survival. The herd provides physical protection and emotional security. They groom each other, stand watch, and collectively mourn losses. In a world filled with danger, the herd is a sanctuary. To be separated from the herd is a sentence of loneliness and vulnerability. The daily life of a wild horse is governed by the relentless search for food and water. A wild horse can spend up to 16 hours a day grazing. The landscape is a map of resources that the lead mare holds in her memory. The herd's survival depends on her knowledge, passed down through generations, but the search is fraught with peril. A long drought can turn a lush valley into a dust bowl. Recent data highlights increasing pressure on resources due to climate change. The endless search is becoming a desperate race against a changing environment. There is one predator unlike any other: humanity. The sound of a vehicle or human voice signals to flee. The greatest threat comes from the sky, a helicopter. This is the primary tool used in wild horse roundups. The sound is disorienting, driving horses into a panic. The helicopter herds them toward traps, a funnel of doom. The foal, caught in the stampede, is terrified and confused. The experience of a roundup is traumatic. Families are shattered. Once captured, their life in the wild is over. They are transported to holding facilities, facing an uncertain future. Some may be adopted, others live in confinement. The specter of man has become their keeper. The foal learns the hardest lesson. The greatest danger is man. The long walk is a journey through grief and loss. The wild ones are watching. What will we do? For horses that escape the roundup, a new challenge begins. The herd is broken, its social structure in ruins. The survivors must regroup and find a new leader. The foal finds itself in a world turned upside down. They are now refugees in their own land, forced to find new resources. This journey is perilous, with long-term consequences. The stress of the roundup impacts their health and genetic diversity. The foal that survives is forever changed, wary of humans. It has learned the hardest lesson: the greatest danger is man. The long walk is a journey through grief and loss. There is a final insidious threat: cheatgrass. An invasive grass, it alters the ecosystem, choking out native plants. It creates a monoculture, a sea of low-nutrient forage. After it dies, it becomes fuel for wildfires. Fires destroy sagebrush, critical for horses during winters. Cheatgrass spreads aggressively, degrading the land. Horses are trapped in a landscape slowly starving them. This ecological collapse is a quiet, slow-moving disaster. The life of a wild horse is a story of relentless struggle. They are caught in a web of paradoxes. A native species that is not native. A symbol of freedom that is heavily managed. Their story is a complex narrative of history, biology, and human intervention. We admire their beauty and strength, yet we are their greatest adversary. The future of these animals is in our hands. What is our obligation to these creatures? The wild horse dilemma reflects our struggles to balance our needs with the planet's. Their fight for survival is a reminder that every action has a consequence. The story of the wild horse demands our attention and empathy. The fate of these animals is a question about who we want to be. It is a question of freedom, belonging, and compassion. The wild ones are watching. What will we do?